Well, hello, you guys. How are you doing? Today's video is going to be a little bit of an update, but it's also fitting nicely into some of the conversation that I was thinking of having with you today, and also what's going to be on the love letter, which is really dealing with being overwhelmed when you're working on things and just in life in general, getting overwhelmed and how to deal with those things, but also seeing things through. I think it's a natural part of our process to get overwhelmed with things. And I've also noticed for myself that when I finish a project, I'm always kind of hit with this after feeling of a quiet, and it can almost feel like a little bit of purposelessness because you finished something and you were very focused and on track for that. But what happens when you get there? Well, all of a sudden, all the wheels that were grinding together, they kind of stop because you're not having to grind to put something out anymore. Now it's a different kind of grind, right? Now you have to enter the next phase of that. And this is probably where some people get lost or drop the ball because they think that they do the grind to put it out there and then that's the end of the story, but it really isn't. It's only the beginning of the story because you enter the second phase, which is how do you get people to know that it exists? And there is a process that you go through in order to do that. And where this becomes an issue is when we deal with issues of self-confidence, when we get scared, to talk to people about it. For instance, both of my books recently came out. True Stories of an Urban Shaman, which is a memoir that catalogs my journey over, I think it was 13 years, and up to present day because I closed it with present day. And it really shows the human journey that we go through and all the highs and lows, but it also shows you all of my connection and magical moments with clients and other worldly realms and talking about spirit guides and all those other things. And then I have another book that I had published through Austin Macaulay Publisher in the UK, and that just came out. And so I'm going to put all the information down below where you can get it because it's on, both of those are on Amazon and Goodreads and Barnes & Noble where you can get those now. And I'm pre-selling the 1377 Rikoppe Lane, which is a fiction. It's got a healing theme to it though, but it's healing and paranormal all mixed together. So you guys will love it. And I am going to put all those details down below. But it takes a lot. It took a lot to get all of that stuff done, and it's really an interesting moment when you've done all the work and now you all of that grinding kind of comes to a halt because the package is delivered, right? The package has landed, and now it's like, what do you do with it? And you are faced with your own self-confidence now of putting it out there into the world and letting people see it, and you deal with issues of worrying about perfection. And I've noticed for myself that one of the things that's really not good for me is to be engaged in things that focus on perfectionism, and writing is one of those things. So the double-edged sword of that is that it's not a hobby, it's a calling, and just like healing, and it's not something that I can choose to shut off. It's something that's going to continue to go on. So I had to learn how to deal with that, and I'm still learning how to deal with the level of perfectionism that's required as a writer, but most people miss the mark. And I think I've said before, you can pick up any book from the most well-known authors and there's going to be a mistake or two in the book. And so there's a level of perfectionism that you have to deal with, and you have to kind of just love yourself through it and realize that it's okay. And this is what I'm talking about as far as seeing things through. So you just need to know that, on the journey of whatever it is that you're doing, you are going to be dealing with a lot of highs and lows. You're going to deal with ups and downs on that journey of whatever it is that you're trying to do, personally or as a business. You're going to face those ups and downs, and you're going to have moments where you want to quit, or just, thinking like you're the only person in the world that makes these mistakes. And I'm just here to tell you that you absolutely are not. And To expect perfection out of yourself is kind of a self-loathing. It's, I wrote somewhere, I think it's in the newsletter, that it's unkind to expect perfection out of yourself because it's something you can never reach. And so, to do the very best that you can and to be proud of that and put it forward, that's the most important thing. And then to do things that scare you, right? Because when it comes to the point of actually putting yourself out there, like yesterday, I'll give you an example of this. My publisher, Austin McCauley, wanted me to find local bookshops, bookstores, and they wanted me to get emails and contact names to all of these bookstores. Well, a lot of bookstores don't have that on their website because they don't want to be hit with every, Tom, Dick, and Harry who's going to contact them who's self-published. And self-published people can get into bookstores too, but they don't want to be hit with all these people, so they don't make it easy. They make you, the confident ones, the ones that are going to rise, the cream that rises to the crop. They want those people to be the ones that are, pursuing them to get their book in there because they want confident people. But we're not confident, right? We're not, when we put something out there, we're a little insecure about it. We're not going to be the most confident in the world, but they want people that push themselves, right? And so yesterday it was scary for me, but all the bookstores that I couldn't find that did not have an email, and it was a lot of them, I had to call and have my little spiel that I say. And I didn't pre-plan out what I was going to say. I just knew what I needed to get from them. And I just started dialing. And I was nervous about it when I was doing it because it's like, oh, this is like real. This is really happening. Like, I have a book that now can be put in bookstores, And so with that being said, I pushed myself and I found that people were very nice, and they all, not one of them denied me. They all gave me the email and I was able to complete my mission, so I just want to say that, a lot of this, there's just so many messages in what I'm trying to say, but I guess at the end of the day, it's like, you're going to have meltdowns and you're going to have issues that come up and you're going to have self-doubt, and we all do, no matter what it is that we're doing. We're always going to have self-doubt and, fears that we have to overcome. And I just don't want that to be something that you stop yourself from producing or doing the thing that you want to do because you get scared over that. And I also want you to be, I want you to see it through despite your fears or your lower self-confidence on something, because you build your self-confidence by doing it. Confidence is not just like earned because you studied something, or it's not earned in my case because I wrote the book. The confidence is going to come through putting it out there and seeing how it's received and feeling good about what I did. And yeah, I have reasonable expectations of myself and what it will do out in the world, and the level of perfection that it is. But at the same time, I believe in myself and I feel grateful that I put something out. And so anyway, with that being said, I want to use my story to encourage you as usual that whatever it is that you are wanting for yourself, just keep going. Even if you feel scared or nervous or you don't feel confident, just keep going. Do what you have to do to learn what you need to learn, and keep going, keep going, keep going. See whatever that thing is through to the very end. And then when you get to the very end of whatever that is, just acknowledge and understand it's not the end. It's like Disneyland. It's never done. You go to the next level of it and you figure out that part of it, so you don't have to have all the support in the world. You don't have to be an expert in everything. You just have to have a willing spirit to learn and have reasonable expectations of yourself. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to tell you guys in this week's Wisdom Wednesday. Again, I'm going to put all the links to both of my books below, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys and hear any comments that you have. I hope you can pick up one of my books or both of them. I'm really excited about the 1377 Rikoppe Lane. It's what I consider probably to be one of the best written books that I have ever done. And the story is great. The characters are so lovable. There are 3 dogs in there that are called Nos, Farah and two because I love monster culture. So of course, when she calls them Nosferatu, Nosferatu. So anyway, it's just a really cute story. It's a good story, but it's also creepy, but it has great lovable characters, and it shows you all the gamut of healing because the main character, the opening scene is that she's dealing with her grief from a husband who just killed himself. So with that being said, there is a lot of, there's darkness and healing, but there's also a lot of community and some really beautiful messages in there too. I hope you can check it out. And that's all I have to say. Make sure that you guys put your name on the contact list for the Bliss Friday love letter that's coming out, that's going to offer you even more support and love. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. I bet you thought I was done, but I'm not. Let me get some coffee. Before I let you guys off the hook, I actually prepared a list for you of how to manage your inner critic. You ready? Get your pencil or something down, or just replay it again and again. Number 1, witness the critic. You need to witness the critic. Number 2, determine your energy state. Are you exhausted? Because we are the most critical of ourselves and the most mean to ourselves when we are exhausted. So usually at the end of a project, you are freaking exhausted. So just know that when you are exhausted, your mind can tend to go to a negative state. So stop thinking about that and allow yourself to get some rest before you go into critical thinking. 3, itemize what you've done and give yourself some kudos. Pat yourself on the back. 4, release perfectionism, which we just talked about. Release perfectionism. 5, embrace your contribution. You just did something that is contributing to the healing of mankind or to the betterment of mankind in some way. In some way. It doesn't matter what way. So take that moment to embrace your contribution instead of just going on to the very next thing. 6, trust the universe and your audience. There are people out there that love you. The universe will never let you down. And if you have been following the universal guidance and you have an audience, or even if your audience is like, your family, no matter what, people love you and care about you, and they're proud of your contribution and what you've done. So trust the universe that whatever you need will be added to you. Okay, so there were 6 things right there. I hope you wrote those down. If you didn't, go back and write them down. Make sure you like and subscribe if this is the first time that you're here, or you've been watching for a while but you still haven't hit that like or subscribe button. Please help me out. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is when I can start monetizing. Plus one more thing, which is 4,000 watch hours. So not only do I need you guys to like and subscribe, even leave a comment and ring the bell, I need you guys to start watching my videos regularly because I need more watch hours to monetize. But I'm almost there, and this is another one of my goals that you guys can help me out with. That's it for now. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.